All right.
Once again, here we are.
This fight. How'd it turn out?
It turned out like I told you. No mas.
That's what's crazy. What's crazy is that if you go back, let's just take a minute and let's hear what you had to say for the last prediction before the fight.
What's in annoy him that Rigondeaux's just gonna quit. Sort of like what's his name quit.
Walters.
Because he's every time he swings, he's not gonna be there. I told everybody that if Lomachenko was gonna get him, and all we're gonna see is maybe. I was hoping he was gonna do what was that guy's name again? I forgot. Walters. No mas. And guess what? It happened. No mas. So all you haters that say that you guys know boxing, Rigondeaux, the chump, no mas. Couldn't do nothing. Oh, he broke his hand, right? How did he break his hand when he never connected? Something to think about, you guys.
Well, I think I gotta still say I felt bad for Rigondeaux after the fight. Like, sometimes you watch a fight and you're like, are you kidding me? Like, they didn't even do anything. They talked all this crap and stuff, and then, go out and they don't even, perform. But at the end, you could just see it on his face. It was, so sad.
He tried, but yet
two weight classes. Two weight classes.
That's no excuse.
I guess, but
here's one guy that went up 2 weight classes and fought the best then. And beat him. He might have cheated after they found out he was with that Blanco, with the one Barry Bonds was on. That was De La Hoya versus Shane Mosley.
Oh.
Mosley went up 2 weights and beat De La Hoya the first time. But turns out later on we found out that Mosley was cheating. So who knows? Who knows if that made a factor, which I think it did. But
you know what, though? I got to say, I think this fight was not disappointing.
No, it wasn't. No,
it was a good
showed
fight.
up. Rigondeaux showed up, but once he realized that...
Lomachenko even looked way bigger.
Well, yeah, but once you realize, he realized that not the strength, like he said, didn't bother him, he said, or the weight cut. I thought it was the speed, the agility. When he swung, Lomachenko wasn't there no more.
No, the lateral movement is what really killed Guillermo.
Yeah.
Because Guillermo has good, he has good footwork and everything, but it's not as good. Because if you look back, how Rigondeaux was able, he was dropped by Donaire. But his footwork, if you look at Lomachenko, every punch, his foot's his feet are going with every punch.
You know what's so funny? I forgot how Rigondeaux cheated about how to hold a fighter.
But Lomachenko did his research because did you see even before the fight he asked the ref, he's like, if he holds me, can I go in? And the ref's like, no, don't push your head in. And he listened because that's the first thing that happened right when they went in. Lomachenko got wrapped up, and the first thing he thought about going with his head, but he remembered the ref said no, and he immediately went like this. He pushed his neck back and was pulling, and he kept putting his weight, using it.
I liked it. It was he did really good. And I also liked the fact when Rigondeaux started cheating a little bit. And the bell rang. This time, Lomachenko was all hell no and threw a right hand and connected.
He was just holding him the whole way.
But he wasn't letting him go.
Lomachenko got that one in, and it was after the bell.
Yeah.
When he I didn't even know he landed it because it was so quick that I didn't really see it until they showed the replay. Because at first I was like, oh, look at that. They're saying, they're getting mouthy after the round. But then after when, Rigondeaux looks at him, and then Lomachenko lands that super quick that Rigondeaux didn't even see it coming, and then Rigondeaux threw, and it was diagonal.
Gone.
I was like,
he was not there no more. But either way, that was a good fight. We know Lomachenko, what's next for him? Who knows? But whoever it is going to have their hands full. I think that everybody's going to avoid him.
Well, see, they also want Lomachenko to go up 2 weight classes or a weight class already. I think in all honesty, though, he's doing so good that it's dominate
the division.
Yeah, dominate it first. Don't listen to everybody else getting in your head you know what? You've beat all these people that have gone up to you. Now you show them that you can do it. You can.
Only one that's gone up to him, I think, is this guy. Everybody's avoiding him. Go for the WBC, the IBF, and the WBA. Be the undisputed champion.
And then move up.
Then move up. Show the world what he can do.
And I think how they also... a lot of people were saying Mikey Garcia... It's I think Teddy Atlas even said, I want to see him fight Mikey Garcia. And I was like, that's a good matchup.
That'll be a good matchup.
Because Mikey is not one to count out.
No.
He's good.
He's good? Yeah.
And he's not going to be outboxed.
He might be outboxed, but he won't be outclassed. because he is a power. He is speed.
But I think Mikey does his homework too, though.
Yeah, but he doesn't have the skills I think that Lomachenko has. Lomachenko he learns. He knows how to do. Mikey, no, I'm not going to say nothing bad about him. He is a great chap. He is a great fighter. Yeah. And he does have great trainer. He comes from a boxing family.
Yeah.
So, that'd be hard for me to tell right there. I have no idea because I do like Mikey a lot.
I feel like we need to study a little more before you can say.
Lomachenko's I follow Lomachenko, but I also fight. Mikey Garcia's great. I'm not going to count him out. He could surprise the world and say, "Hey, here I am."
Lomachenko, who is what he could say.
But the fight I would love to see is Mikey Garcia versus Terrence Crawford. That'd be a fight.
Yeah.
That would be a fight.
Talking about this past fight, though, even just after the fight, did you hear when Lomachenko said they could call him No-Mas-Chenko?
No-Mas-Chenko.
I think that's what's crazy because I literally watched this fight and I'm like, what did you say? Like, you picked that out of the air of saying, I think it could even be No-Mas, like No-Mas.
And it was
And
No-Mas.
then all of a sudden, Lomachenko, he mouthed the words. He looks across and he says, No-Mas. Like,
I think it might go all 12. But I'm hoping Lomachenko knocks him out. Hoping, he stops him like he did out of everybody else, frustrating them, catching them, and then just giving up. No-Mas, No-Mas.
The heck? Because you think about this fight, and I think a lot of people that thought about Rigondeaux versus Lomachenko before were probably only thinking about maybe it could happen, maybe the Walters fight could happen again, But no one, I don't think, I mean, some people might have, but I don't think that was the initial go-to right away of thinking Roberto Duran, No-Mas.
Yeah, I know. It's just, the things that's happening is I think Rigondeaux would have got knocked out. So, because he was hitting him, he was getting him with the uppercut. When he couldn't get him, and he did kind of get frustrated, started hitting him behind the head a little bit. He went to sideways, and he was hitting him with that 3 uppercuts there. Rigondeaux's never got hit that way. And he was feeling it because he was fighting a bigger fighter.
Yeah.
And so, I think somehow, like I said, I didn't see no massive punch connect that he hurt his hand. He just made an excuse and says...
But I will give Rigondeaux some credit because even though he said that, and in his interview, he like kind of like downplays it a little bit by saying he's just like... No, I can't remember the exact word, but it's along the lines of like he's an average fighter. He's not like what they all say he is. He went on afterwards because I think he thought about it all and he was like, you know what, I got beat. Because then he tweeted basically like, accepting the loss and then saying Lomachenko is like a top fighter.
Rigondeaux should just go stick in his division, conquer that division, and retire.
He's still a good fighter. He's a good fighter.
For a fighter, he's up in age now, so...
Yeah.
Might as well leave a... It's hard now that he has a loss. He should have just stayed in his division, conquered it like he can, and just retired. Because he made a miracle, because no one wins 2 gold medals that easy. And he's one of the ones that could say, I won 2 gold medals.
Yeah.
So he has skills, but not the skills that a lot of people like.
We said before that it was probably going to be a fight that wouldn't disappoint.
And it didn't disappoint.
It didn't. 2 styles that were almost similar.
Yeah.
One, I got to point out too. During the fight, you can see Lomachenko's training. Do you remember, like, in some of his training workouts that they showed, they have, like, a tennis ball, and he's just, like, looking at it the whole time and, like, punch, 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 punch. And it's, like, speed. Like, he's, with one hand, he'll be jabbing at it, and it'll be, like, here, here, here. And he, like, lands it perfect each time. And he'll be moving around. When Rigondeaux, at one point, Rigondeaux goes down, and he's, like, trying to move out of it, trying to move out and trying to watch it. Lomachenko was already frustrated that, like, I don't know, he was just getting annoyed. Like, he was toying with them, but he was getting annoyed, too, that, he kept grabbing and clinching.
Yeah.
So then he turns around and he's just like, blah, 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 like super fast, like landing every single punch. As he like spun in almost in a circle around him.
Turned around like
he just like landed as he would turn. And it was not even like a 1, 2, let me move, let me pivot, let me turn out. It was like consecutive, like bam, 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 I'm here.
Yes.
And then it's like Rigondeaux's like, shoot, like, I mean, what do you think Rigondeaux was even thinking about? He knows he's fast. Rigondeaux himself is a fast fighter. And then to go in there in a ring, because I've had fighters tell me before that when you're in the ring, you can feel when someone's better than you. When you feel like that. Like, if you feel like you put in all that training, you did everything, and then you get in the ring and someone's just smothering you, and then you look up at them and they're still like, you know, themselves. They're not even tired out. They're like on it.
Yeah.
And they feel it, but that's where they have to like clinch, go in, and like, you know, do their job. What do you think Rigondeaux thought?
I don't know.
He said all these things.
He got frustrated, and I think he was going to get knocked out, so he just decided to give up.
That's tough.
Made an excuse and give up.
What's crazy too is right when it was happening, because you know they talk and you can see that the trainer's talking to Rigondeaux, and I'm like, you know what? I think that they're gonna end up like throwing in the towel. They're gonna stop the fight for him, and then all of a sudden the ref comes in and he's just calling it off. I was like, what the heck? Like, I just said that they're gonna stop the fight for him before it happened. I was like, I thought he was gonna at least get up and go in that last round, and then maybe come out, and during the round they would just throw in the towel. So then it's not Rigondeaux really turning away, but it'll be the trainer looking out for him.
No.
But
he just gave up in the stool like everybody else.
But you could see it on his face. You could see it on his face that it was like the face of defeat, but he is like, because it was almost like when people want to cry.
Yeah, but he thought he was going to be able to connect.
Like, that's what
he thought
like.
With his speed he was going to be able to connect, but he wasn't connecting nothing. And Lomachenko was hurting him, so might as well go, because there was that break that he broke, and Lomachenko threw that right hand and connected. He felt the power. He says, I'm done.
I've seen a lot of the comments, the post-fight comments, and everybody's pretty upset that Rigondeaux said all this. And then, because even in his apology, not apology, but, you know, he's giving props to Lomachenko in his tweet. Everyone's commenting saying, actually, he did apologize. He apologized to his fans. In caps, he, like, put, I'm sorry. And everybody's, like, hating on him, like, in Spanish and English. They're just straight up about it, like, you talked all this smack and you didn't back it up. You said all this. You didn't perform to that. Like, and it's sad, but at the same time, we got to think. Like, there was a period of time where everybody said, Rigondeaux wants to fight everybody. Nobody wants to fight Rigondeaux. And for whatever reason, he's boring. There wasn't enough money. Like, whatever the reason might have been, he wasn't getting the fights. So if you think about it from that perspective, too, you got to understand, like, these are boxers trying to make money.
Well, you know what? He would have made money if somehow, some way, he would have beat Lomachenko. He would have been on top of the world.
And you gotta even see that. He called him out for a while, tweeting at him, calling him all these names. But then when he went in, he seemed pretty respectful when he was there.
Lomachenko called it. He goes, I didn't want to fight him because he was too small. And what did he say after the fight? He goes, it's not a big victory for me.
Yeah, he did.
I beat somebody that basically he knew he could beat.
Yeah.
You know, so it's not a big victory for him, he said. You know, but
it was a big victory for everybody because of the whole 2 gold medalists.
Yeah.
Like, both of them.
But with different weight classes. That's a big difference.
It is.
And once you're fighting a guy so tactical, so good, but it happens.
I mean, I give him props for stepping in the ring.